Lauren Chepek. I look after the DR business for Sub-Saharan Africa. DR being depository receipt business. When we talk depository receipts, we talk about DRs as a whole. Essentially, they're DRs in every region you go into. Really, the oldest form of depository receipt being the ADR, the American depository receipts. Those have been around for the longest. Alex mentioned those have been around since sort of 1994. Post-apartheid is when the American investors wanted access to our stocks. What the ADR does is it puts a wrapper around the ordinary share, and that stock is classified as an American security. Certainly some US investors can buy the ordinary share on the JSE, and they do. We do see plenty of foreigners coming through the JSE and buying the ordinary share. What the ADR does is it allows investors who can't trade in the ordinary shares because their mandates preclude them from investing offshore. It gives them the option to include those stocks in their portfolios because they are classified as an American security. They trade those ADRs in dollars, they receive dividends in dollars, they don't have to set up brokerage in the home market to trade on the home market, and neither do they have to have custody set up in that market. So it is in fact cheaper for them to trade the ADR in the US. That would be the typical ADR market, but what we're seeing now is a growth of ADRs into every region, really where clients want to go. We would try to structure a product in the form of a depository receipt, be it a South African depository receipt for the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. We work closely with them to structure that product locally, to bring foreign companies to the JSE to list in depository receipt form, and I'll cover why it's actually a bit more beneficial for companies to do dual listings as depository receipts than as ordinary shares. But we've also structured Zambian depository receipts, ZDRs in Zambia, and more recently Namibian depository receipts, NDRs, into Namibia. We're working with the Nigerian Stock Exchange to structure a similar product for their markets. We're working with the Mauritian and the Botswanan Exchange as well to structure products for those markets. So from an African perspective, yes, the growth is certainly coming from regional depository receipts across the markets in Africa. Those exchanges are hungry for product. They're wanting to bring more product to their market. What we typically find in those markets is the existing stocks are extremely illiquid. Take Botswana as an example. There's more money in country than there are investable assets. As a result, all those stocks on those markets are very illiquid. If we can bring more product to their market, what it should do over time is eventually free up the liquidity in the existing counters. So this is really what we're aiming to do with these regional DRs across Africa.